we have one more special guest for you guys to listen to. This is a good friend, great guy. We became fast friends when he came, and he's also building a monster of a business. Adam is one of those guys who just has attacked it in a very intelligent way. He's a very smart guy, and it'll be great because I haven't heard his testimonial on the trip either. So this will be exciting. Tell us a little bit more about Adam, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Adam Adam and his wife, they're kind of digital nomads. So by working with us showing him, better, bigger, better, faster ways to source. Of course, he's one of our, clients on the GDW services, prep and things like that side. They pretty much have a 100% lifestyle business, so they can pretty much live anywhere because of, what he's been able to do through working with us and things like that. But he also is Pitbull's doppelganger, which he will tell you, and it's pretty funny. But just like Nathan and Inga, just really great person. I mean, we attract really awesome people, and I have to give kudos to my great friend and partner, Alan, for that as well, you buddy, because we as a company, we just attract really cool people. So let's let Adam tell you how the trip went for him.
Hey, hello, everybody. My name is Adam Willis. I am giving you a message here from Amsterdam, my home office, where my wife and I live and have lived comfortably for about 2 years, just enjoying the European lifestyle and traveling and trying to live the dream anyway. Just a bit of background about us. We started our Amazon business about a year and a half ago or so, a little over a year, and started based here in Amsterdam. And really, we're looking for a way to create a business that allowed us to live the kind of lifestyle that we wanted to live, to travel, to experience the world, and also to make great money while doing it. So just a little bit of all other background. We have a couple private label products branded under a couple different brands. I would say that we had a good amount of experience before going on the China trip with GDW, but certainly has changed a lot of our thinking since going on the trip, and I'd like to share with you why that is the reason in this conversation here. So we had a really good year, I guess year and a half, selling on Amazon when we got started. We were doing the typical thing of going online, searching on Alibaba, doing all our research with Terapeak, doing research with Jungle Scout, and spending a lot of time online, going back and forth with suppliers, communicating. Anyone that's done this for a little while knows that part of it. And not to say we didn't have success, because we did. We were able to launch quite a few products and really start to see the makings of a legitimate business. But we kept getting bogged down with the time it took to launch products, to go back and forth on quality, and just everything from the language barrier with Chinese or Taiwanese suppliers made it just a very slow process. You could get what you wanted, but it just took a lot of time and energy to get there. And when we started to work with GDW, again, from the very beginning, we were looking for a company to help us build this kind of location-independent business. And so we were working with them to initially just kind of inspect products as they were coming in from China and moving products into Amazon FBA. But we found that their expertise and knowledge really helped us do a lot of unique things. And now we use them for almost everything to enable us to continue this business, grow it, and also, again, live the kind of life we wanted to, where, for example, just last week we're in Mallorca on holiday for my wife's 30th birthday and making money while we're sitting on the beach. It's not bad. Anyway, so Alan and I had spoken quite a bit at GDW, and again, they've done services for us for our existing products. When we started to talk and hear about what GDW was doing in China, in Yiwu. And in fact, at the time with Alan, we started to get a little bit of feedback about the similar problem of time it takes to launch a product, challenges around doing that, and really, you know, how the best way to not only expedite that process, but, you know, in order to scale your business, you have to find ways to be more efficient. And actually, GDW or Alan put out a video called "Sourcing with the Big Boys." I think that's what it was called. And I actually was about to get ready to go on a flight, and was listening to this podcast, or, well, actually, I don't think it was a podcast at the time, but just a webinar that you did, and thinking, I should be on a flight to China right now, because it just made so much sense to kind of aggregate your efforts and do it all in a place where you can see the products right there, meet the suppliers, you know, have a translator, do all of the things that you would do on Alibaba that take a month, you do it within a couple of days. And I think the biggest thing for me, even beyond that, was the support that they were offering, not only during, but also after the trip. So it's so daunting to kind of think of going to China. Okay, I'm going to buy products. I don't speak the language. Well, GDW helps you with the translator. Not only that, they help you understand all the pitfalls around it, help you improve your packaging on your product, help you understand how to research products, how to drill it down, because you're just going to be overwhelmed by the sheer size of it, of the EU market. But just the fact that they offered all this stuff on the back end was a huge differentiator, and was enough to make, you know, us really feel like we can be comfortable doing this, and I think we're going to get a lot of value out of it. Plus, it sounded like an adventure, and so, you know, I'm always down for that. So that's what kind of convinced us initially to go on the China trip. I think in our eyes, there was some expectations, definitely. Like, we wanted this to be a successful, obviously, and profitable endeavor, but it also should be a learning experience and enable us to improve our business somehow. And I think, you know, that was a big expectation that we had. We had some solid goals. I think we wanted to source at least 10 to 15 products, and to stay within our budget that we've allocated to do that. And we wanted to connect with suppliers in China. We wanted to try to just test a ton of different products and see what stuck. And I think, you know, this is one of the things that we've based our business on is, you know, the idea of numbers. You want to launch, test, tweak, you know, nix the products that aren't good, and grow the ones or expand on the ones that are successful. And again, skipping the whole Alibaba process, which just takes forever, the obvious expectation was if you go to China, you can launch a ton more products at a lower cost, lower MOQs, and, you know, test, tweak, and then just keep doing that. That was our expectation. And of course, we also wanted it to be a learning experience, where we could, you know, take this knowledge and use it to grow our business, to try to find new product niches that would be interesting, or just different brands that we could, like, build out. The biggest takeaway from the trip definitely was that the market was just massive. I mean, I don't think you can fathom the scale until you're sitting in front of one of the many entrances and going, this is like 1/5 of the whole thing, and it's massive. Well, it was really interesting, but I think probably the biggest takeaway is just that if you're ready for it and you have good guidance and the support around going on a trip like this, that it's definitely highly recommended, and it's a really good, efficient product finding strategy. I think the return on investment is insanely high. You know, even if you're looking at the cost of the trip, my theory was if you know, we wanted to launch 15 products, if even one is successful, you're going to easily make that money back in a month or two or whatever of good sales. So that wasn't too daunting. But I think, you know, the biggest takeaway definitely was that, it's just that you can totally bypass this long other process and do it in a way where you have experienced people that will help you and guide you every step of the way. Not only that, you know, once the products start coming in too, you know, sending an email like, hey, you know, this packaging looks pretty good, but we recommend this. We can print a label for you. We can do some very interesting things quickly and efficiently, so that, you know, there's a low initial cost to it, and you can really test and see what works and go with it there. So I would say that GDW provides a really comprehensive service with an immense background support. that we, definitely have above and beyond exceeded our expectations, and have opened our eyes to really the new way which we want to do business. We're thinking, for the future, definitely changed how we look at Amazon and approaching sourcing. And I think what we've been able to do is effectively launch already a few of the products which we purchased on the trip. We're in the process of rolling out the rest. And I mean, even immediately, we saw some products that just took off. And we're already making reorders on those, tweaking them, improving the packaging. And a lot of this is, with input of GDW. And so I think that's just a huge help in this whole process, because I don't see how anyone could really do it unless you were really, really ambitious and without with knowing that you're going to make mistakes along the way. I don't see how someone could do it as quickly or as easily without GDW and what they're able to provide on this trip. So from our perspective, it's already showing its dividends to us. We found already a couple of really great products that are going to be very profitable for us. And I always say I'd like to quantify things. I want people to quantify things to me, because you can say we made a lot. That doesn't mean anything. And I can just say this is just with several of the products that we've launched, and not even all of them, that already we're going to add another 100,000 or more profit for the company just by this first trip within a year. And I think that's just being conservative. So like I said, when we launch these other products too, I'm expecting it to be hopefully even double that, which would really be fantastic. So I would say, it changed our view in the sense that now we're trying to manage the growth. So how are we going to manage all this growth? How do we expand even further without, just spinning off the rails? So that is the new challenge for us. I would just say, in summary, for people that are listening to this and are thinking about whether or not they want to go to China, and if they're already considering it and thinking about who they want to go with, I would say, from our experience, I would not hesitate at all to recommend GDW in this trip. I would say it's definitely worth the money, definitely worth the time. You're going to learn so much, and really, if you are willing to do the work and have something of an idea of where you want to go with it, whether it's launch one more product or 2 or 10 or 50 if you're crazy, but you can do it, and certainly going to get there a lot quicker with the help of GDW. So we are going to be coming back to China pretty regularly now. Again, this has opened our eyes to a totally new way of doing business and sourcing, and it's become an integral part of our strategy immediately in the next couple of years. I think you'll see us there quite a bit. So anyway, that's my story, and wish you the best of luck with your business. Hope to see you in China.